All right, we're here with the homie Kire, the number one name in Raid Shadow Legends. But today we're talking Infinite Magic Raid. How you doing, man?
Thanks for having me. Happy to be on. This is exciting.
Yeah, we're gonna talk. We're both getting real close to our first Mythic champ, so we thought it would be fun to discuss who we're gonna pick up, who we're thinking about picking up, and then kind of the justification for that.
I've been liking watching these videos, so I think it would be fun to talk about it as well.
Yeah,
like our version of it.
I'm kind of going a different route too. I haven't seen anyone else go the route I'm going, so I think this is going to be fun. I'm really interested to hear which direction you go to, because there's the obvious choices, right? Everybody likes Luna, everybody likes Lucifer. We kind of have learned Nordak's a monster. Ben Austin, right? There's like the standouts.
Those are like the big four, the standard four.
This will be fun.
Where are you going? I'm curious because you're saying it's different. I'm curious what you mean by that.
All right, I'm gonna go Melchio.
Oh snap! Okay.
And
on the sleeper pick.
I think so, man. You really have to dedicate some time to figuring out how he works, because there's a whole essay here.
Yeah, it's a full dissertation on there just to learn his passive, and then let alone his exclusives and stuff. So
yeah, I was looking through them, and because I did a reviewing all the Mythics video a while back, and I got to this and I got about halfway through, and I was like, I don't care. Like, I can't even be bothered right now.
It's just too much. Yeah, you're looking at this, and then those videos are like over an hour long anyway, and you're like, you know what? Never mind. We'll do a part 2 just for him specifically.
He's got this long passive, and then he's got these skills, and then he's got these skills, and then he's got these skills. It's so much information. So I spent about an hour and a half a few days ago reading through all his skills and figuring out how he works. And I think that he's going to be insane. I think he's broken.
So I was looking at him too, and it took, you know how you go in and you can like try him out in game, even though it's really not the best way, but there's the target dummies. Like, so I think I kind of have an idea how he works, where you like do a move and then it stacks, and then you do another move, and then the passive combines, and then you get to do his big move, kind of thing.
Right.
And I agree. I think he's insane he's probably going to be one of the best AoE nukers in the game. And the cool thing about him is that you can actually reasonably, quote unquote, reasonably get him to E5. So without like super crazy wailing, eventually, the longer you play the game. So I think that's a really good thing going for him.
Yeah. And they're talking about giving us that 50 drop of these stones at some point. I don't know. I think the note on it was like maybe after Christmas. So it'll be a minute, but that's kind of a free exclusive right there, right?
There it is. Yeah.
And even with his first exclusive, it's interesting, but he's got so much extra stuff going on. Ignoring shield, damage immunity, immortal. He has a lot of like crit buffs and guarantees. He's got, it's just, I feel like his damage is going to be insane. And he gets to start off with an advanced or an intermediate move, I think, with the way his passive works. It starts him off with an intermediate. And then I think when you get his exclusives, I haven't read him in a couple days, and it's a lot to remember, but I think as you get his exclusives, he ramps up to his advanced skills a lot quicker. And if you get him to where he can start off with an advanced, it's just going to be
that's wild,
insane to deal with. Yeah. So,
well, I think he is one of those things you got to invest in. If you ever pick this guy, you need to go. The plan is to get him to E3. I think you really need to like just completely not think about other mythics when you do this. So,
yeah, that's the plan.
But I think it'll really pay off for you. Like, the thing about him though is like, because I think without question he's a great character for what he does. I think the value of an AoE nuker in this game, where do you think that would really shine? If you like went all in on him, you got him to E3, he's doing exactly what you want him to do. He hits like an absolute truck. Where are you going to use him?
For sure, Arena. I think with the way he works, he's going to help me with Mark Tower a little bit. I think he's going to contribute in the Mark Tower, and then if I can protect him a bit in campaign, I'm stuck in at 10-7 or something, I think, in Nightmare. So like I'm working on getting my Weem to E5 now, and if I can get a little bit more protection, I think this dude will help me push through with some of that damage he can output. I just have to protect him. So
Yeah.
I think I'm going to get a good bit out of him. But even I think I'm mostly curious about Arena. I want to see how gross he's going to be in Arena when he's ignoring and stripping
Like, fully decked
shields.
out. Yeah, I think he's probably gonna be the best nuker in the game. Like right now, we got Margarita and Slackdo, and I think he's gonna be right up there. It's just if people have whaled out and already have Margarita, already have Slackdo at the moment, and whereas this guy is gonna take a lot of time, even for whales, to get him. So I think he's probably gonna be a staple arena character. You're like, let's say we fast forward 6 months from now, and the people that I invested in him have him E3, and they're using him. I bet we're gonna see a ton of these guys in arena.
Yeah. The plan is to get out ahead of that a little bit. Maybe I can have him first. Because I don't think anyone else is thinking about him because no one wants to spend all that time reading his skills. But there's a lot going on. He's got insane damage potential.
There's other mythics. Yeah, too. So it's like the odds of people, so sorry to cut you off, but it's like, yeah, there's the other mythics out there too that people are wanting. And so I think the few people that have actually taken the time to read his kid and want to invest in him, like, I think this is a good idea to get ahead of the curve here. Plus, he's just cool. He's just
I think he's dope. I think he's going to be a lot of fun.
Okay, I like that pick. Okay, so, and can you show what characters you have so people can get like a full idea of like where you're going? I'm sure the people that have followed your channel have an idea, but I'm curious on how picking like the characters you have shaped your choice here on who you've gone for.
Okay, so actually this might be a good idea because I don't think I've done this on this account in a minute. This is where I'm at right now. I've got, as far as my light mark for the Mark Dungeon consideration, I've got Holder, Liz, and Achman. I think the next regression potion I use is going to be Holder. Did I say Achman twice or did I say Holder the first time?
I think you nailed it the first time.
Okay.
So.
I'm considering regressing Holder. I think I've about outgrown him. So I'll either regress him. As much as I've enjoyed Little Jack, like it was a fun experiment, but I think he needs a little bit more before I can justify keeping him at 5A as well. So I guess in 2 months he'll catch one. But Holder, I don't know. Maybe Little Jack gets the first one.
He's a hard person to gear. Like I think probably Holder. Well, it depends on where you're at Mark Check, because I see a lot of yellow characters here. So you're pushing, but I also see a lot of red characters too. You know, in Whim, Sigmund, Horus. So it's like, and then it looks like from a faction wars standpoint, they're all kind of mixed. It looks like maybe what the Little Jack and Achman.
Yeah, my best one is the what is it, Doom Legion or something? I think that's the one I've got the most potential for. I clicked it for sure. Okay.
Where's Melchio fit in? He's the bottom right one, right? Like the one with space.
You know, I actually think I don't know. It seems reasonable. Let's check real quick. I don't even remember all the factions' names, to be honest.
Yeah, I was like,
where do we even see that? Here.
Here, gallery.
Wizard's Eye.
Wizard's Eye, and he is there. Yep, that's where he's at. So I guess your combo there. So your Mythic will pair with your space. I think that's a good starter team for that. You got the healer and the speed up and the AoE nuke for that. So.
And then I've got.
I just like to look at that so you can kind of get an idea of where it's going to slot into other parts, because I really like focusing on the auras, and Tower Mark is like obviously a nice thing, and a lot of people want that for Catherine. Like at least get 1 to 23. So that's another thing too. I'd like to consider when thinking of a Mythic.
Yeah.
But looking at your characters, I think he's going to help out a lot because you have a ton of yellow mark characters or force mark characters in this game. So he's going to pair well with that. Maybe it'll push you up a little bit further there.
Yeah, I have to decide, I guess. Maybe we do Little Jack first, and we try to push it further in the Force Mark Tower, and I add him to that team, and maybe he helps me there.
Yeah, he has so much on his kid. Yeah, especially getting through those first couple waves, even though they're really not that big of a deal. If you're pushing, because the boss is really where it gets difficult, but I think he could probably do well on those 2 side minions, because a lot of them it would help out. But also there's the one where he heals when you hit the side one, so he might actually be like really bad there.
Yeah, that's I think I'm pretty dead set on that. I've given them all a pretty good look. There's some other potential interesting picks there that are not very popular, but I think I'm going to go with him.
Okay, so that is your final answer. He's locking it in.
Locking it in. Hold me to it.
Okay, so I had a couple ideas here when it came to Mythics, and I'm always kind of like changing on where I'm going to go. I'm not like fully committed into my answer here.
Okay.
But for my account right now, I've already 3-starred the campaign, and then I've already gotten like E2 Catherine through like the Mark Tower. So it's like I already have Catherine, and then the characters I pulled here, I have a lot of Sword Harbor guards, like such as, you know, everyone gets Catherine, so I have her, but then Sigmund, and then also Zia. So the plan here is, because the two things I really value are going to be like pushing through dungeons, and then the Faction Abyss, because I think they really work well together. In the Faction Abyss gives you the auras, which are insane, and then if you can do really well in those, then in turn that's probably going to help you with clearing and getting better and better at the Dwarven Ruins here, because they're really hard, and then that's how you get the good gear. So like those are the priorities, but then as a side priority, I like the Tower of Mark. So that's why Luna's out of the question in my opinion, because I already 3-starred campaign, and she's amazing in arena. So if you still have her, it's like she's not just completely worthless. She's just a great arena character in my opinion, even if you've already beat the campaign. And so then it kind of left me, since I have a lot of Sword Harbor guards, I want to play through Catherine anyway, because I think just Catherine is the best character in the game. So I always want her on my team. And then if I value those two things, I think the character to choose is going to be Ben Austin in that situation.
Okay.
And so, and he's probably the best character in the guild boss here, because his A3, if you want to hover over that guy, it sends everyone in. But when you get him exclusive 3, when he doesn't kill someone, it completely resets the cooldown. So literally the entire time of the guild boss, he'll just send people in over and over and over again, which is absolutely hilarious.
Wow.
So, yeah. So he's like a must-have for that. And then in arena, he's actually pretty good because that removes buffs, sends everyone in and does a ton of damage. But I believe as A2, it resets cooldowns. So then he's essentially like a warlord in raid, where he's like resetting and making people's cooldowns go longer before they even go. So he's also pretty good in arena too.
Yeah.
And then lastly, he calls the highest attack person on his auto attack, which I think is very good as well. So, and I like that it's targeted. It's not like a random thing. Like you could actually plan it by having your best attacker constantly get a go again.
Yeah, that's pretty nasty, actually. I remember looking at him a long time ago, but I didn't remember that he did all of these things. That is all pretty nutty. That A3 is busted.
Yeah, right? It's stupid. Yeah, so like on bosses in Dwarven Ruins, and in especially the guild boss, and then looking at the rewards for guild boss, like this is the thing that I want to... I said I prioritize the dungeons and the Faction Abyss, but like this is another big priority for me as well. And so right now I'm 2-keying level 4, but I feel like eventually when we get him fully ready to go, probably 2-key level 5 when we actually like unlock level 5 and stuff like that. But then the daily rewards here, just the gems alone, 160 gems there, 5% chance to get a sacred shard, and then a guaranteed shot to get a excellent rune every day. So like investing in that guy is going to increase your daily rewards insane. And so then it also has synergy with Catherine as well, and everyone gets Catherine, so you can pretty much essentially guarantee 2 really good characters for your Faction Abyss in Ben Austin and Catherine, and then hopefully you get lucky enough to pull someone good out of there to make it actually worth having those good support characters for the Sword Harbor guards. Because like if you just have 2 support characters, and like, because there's not many good ones in there, they happen to have to be legendary in my opinion. I don't think there's any good epics that you can really build a team around. Mainly you would probably want Sigmund. Zia is also good too, and so it like there is some RNG there, but at least you can guarantee Catherine and him. Just to throw one out, I was thinking about being a little different and going with Brynhild, like the chick at the very top. Hopefully I didn't completely butcher the pronunciation of her name.
That's how I say it too, but
yeah. So I was thinking her because I'm actually quite far into the red mark, and I'm on floor 30 here. She's a forest character, and she looks really good. And then what I could do is she's also a what faction is that? She's a dragon tribe.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I have Whim, I have Melia, and so I have a lot of good characters for that. So I could play through that instead of going the Sword Harbor Guard route. I could go the Dragon Tribe route with her, and there would be a lot of Force Smart because Whim is red. Hoff is red. I use Hoff a lot. He's a red mark, so it would be a ton of red mark characters, and then maybe she would be good enough to push through that. She's also really good in arena. She's also, I think, probably going to be pretty good in dungeons because she, on her auto attack, like the second move auto attack, I believe it ignores shield and it ignores a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
So it's like she's actually pretty good too.
Yeah.
And so I was thinking her, but I think I gotta go with the Ben Austin, even though I think that she's not bad. She's not a bad choice.
She was in my list too of the other ones I was considering. I was thinking about her too because I also wanted to go a less popular route for the sake of content, right? I wanted to expose players to ones that no one's really talking about. You made a real good case for Ben Austin. If I didn't have all the reasons I had for him, I think you would have just talked me into Ben Austin. That A3 is absolutely busted.
It's bonkers, yeah. And we're getting the boost, like you were saying, with the 50. That even is more encouraging to get him going because you need the exclusive 3 to really make him shine, in my opinion. So it's like just like your character, you need if you're gonna pick one of these guys, you don't get to just pick another mythic right after. You got to go all in.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, Nordak was another one I thought because I got to do some play testing with him, and he's just unreasonably strong. He's
really good.
On top of all of the support he offers, I took him into arena. His A1, he landed at A1 crit for like 336,000 damage.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Just
so hard.
Reasonable with the insane amount of support he's offering to the rest of the team. It's crazy. It's cool. It's a cool feature. This is a cool thing to have. Like and it's nice that it's so grindy to get there.
Well, I like that you get to, like, they're all really good. There's not just a clear one that's like really good that you have to pick every single time, so it makes the whole decision process boring. Like I believe Veiled Shot picked a different one, and then you're going to be picking a different one. So like all the content creators are going to have their choices here to pick, and I think it's cool that they're such a powerful character, but everyone has different reasons for picking each one first, second, third, whatever.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I was wondering too early on if it was going to be a thing where you could only have one at a time because they have these here, these hero conversions, and I was like, can you only have one? But it's going to get wild in like a year when the top level arena is a team of 5 mythic champs. It's going to be.
Yeah, because I was considering because to your point there, because you can eventually maybe that's going to be the meta comp, just multiple mythic characters, but like they do luckily take so long that it's going to be way far out. But it's like based on their role, are they the best character for the role? Because not only do you get to pick them guaranteed, but then you get to eventually E5 them guaranteed. So they're always going to be better than that other character, even if you happen to pull that legendary. So if you're going to invest in that mythic, wouldn't you want them to, at whatever they do, they need to not only be the best, but like at fully maxed, they're going to be even better, hopefully, and then really dominate that role and be like unquestionably the best version of it.
Yeah.
To really make it worth picking.
Yeah, and I guess in a sense, that makes them. I mean, obviously they're better than legendaries, but it's almost like they're more efficient than legendaries because you can specifically target getting them to E5, whereas right now there's not really a lot of options to get a legendary to E5 in the game.
Yeah, like for all the guides and stuff, I like to focus on E0 or E1 maybe because they seem to be giving us more options for the exclusive thing to be able to get, like the Dragon Eyes, which I really like because at the moment it feels really discouraging to be like, okay, well, there's this character at E3, but he's literally a different character at E3.
Yeah.
So what's the point of even talking about it?
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully they keep working to sort out the fodder and the Dragon Eye issue because they're making some moves, but we have a ways to go before it's fixed. So.
Yeah, definitely a better dupe system than Raid though. Just saying.
But, yeah.
You know. yeah. Just want to throw that out there that we're not. it could be worse. It could be way worse.
It could definitely be worse. That's what I keep trying to tell people. It's so much better over here, and in just about every other game, to be honest. All right. Well, I reckon we'll close this one out. I'll be interested to see what happens, because it's one thing to be sitting at 90 or like and be like, I'm gonna take this champ, and then get to 100. Like now I can actually pick.
You know, I might reconsider and go Brynhild. I don't know. I'm pretty much like 80-20 gonna go Ben Austin. I'm pretty set on Ben Austin. All
right. I'm trying to hold. I'm 100 on Melchio. I'm trying to stay 100 on Melchio. So we'll see.
That's the fun pick. You're picking the way fun one. I'm picking the sweaty try hard one. So
well, hey, there's room for it all. I'll be interested to see what you do with him when you get him, for sure.
Hell yeah.
Well, I appreciate you coming on.
Thanks for having me. This was fun.
Yeah, this was a good time. If you haven't subscribed to Kire yet, if you're not watching his Infinite Magic Grade content, in my opinion, he's putting out the most informative Infinite Magic Grade content on the platform. It's so good. He did one recently about mastery, about how mastery works, exactly how mastery works. So if you haven't checked that out, go check it out. I'll link his channel below, so definitely go subscribe to him. I appreciate you coming on, dude.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me. You have a good one.
All right, later.
Subscribe to this guy. Also check out his other game. We got the Eternal Evolution game. That one's also pretty sick. Be sure to use his link. Hell yeah. All right.
Appreciate y'all. Later.